OnePlus, a company started on the base of a foundation to offer the world a flagship killer. In 2014, the company announced its first smartphone, the One, at an aggressive pricing. Though what was interesting about the phone was that it offered more value for money when compared to the other phones which were launched in the last year. Coming to this year, the Chinese mobile startup has launched the second iteration of this flagship, called as the OnePlus 2, which fulfills its expectations or not. That's what we are going to show you in this review video. Hi there, this is Amit from PhoneRadar and you're watching the detailed review of the OnePlus 2 Android smartphone. Talking about the design, there's no perfect design for a smartphone. It's just placing all the right things at the right places and making it intuitive. The biggest change in terms of the design on the OnePlus 2 over the OnePlus 1 is the new design features removable back covers, and in this case you get 4 different back panels. That's bamboo, rosewood, black apricot, Kevlar, and apart from the sandstone black, which comes shipped with the 64GB variant. The decision to build the aluminium and magnesium crafted frame for the new device was a great idea, as it gives weight at the cheek, moreover giving stylish look and strength to the body. Another interesting addition is the alert slider. The newly added button on this device is placed on the left edge. It conveniently allows me to change the profiles from between all notifications, priority notifications and no interruptions, though it should also change the volume settings, which is currently absent in the features. Talking about the buttons and the ports, the right edges houses the volume rocker keys, the power button, while there is no dedicated shutter button to launch the camera. The loudspeakers are placed on the bottom edge and they have crystal clear output. While on the back, the camera module and branding has been shifted towards the center, as you can easily spot the laser aided focus on the module. There is no difference in size and PPI count between the previous and the new flagship device from OnePlus. Both seem to be offering the same 5.5 inches 1080p display with a 401 PPI count. Though what is improved on the display is the higher brightness at 600 nits, which is something which is seen in the top side of any other smartphones. And we think it's quite an excellent display when it comes to the legibility under sunlight and dark conditions. Moreover, it may not hurt your eyes while browsing on the phone during the night, as its adjustment of brightness levels is pretty good. With the advanced in-cell IPS LCD, the company also claims to offer a 178 degree of crystal viewing angles. We don't fully agree with that, but feel it offers great viewing angles than most of the competitors in the market. It's not having the Quad HD display, but the Full HD display should be enough for media consumption. The Oxygen OS 2.0 offers a pure Android stock experience and is based on Android Lollipop 5.1.1 with the killer specifications and stock Android UX. Well, who doesn't like that on this smartphone? This was the good decision the company made while developing the custom UI. Additionally to the stock Android experience that we love on the OnePlus 2, there are good customization options provided on the device. From changing themes to swapping operations of the capacitive buttons, it is all present. You can use a dark mode on the device to turn on the sleek look, which would be easy for your eyes. Moreover, you can also change the accent of colors according to what you like. The custom icon packs and wallpapers make your device look stylish too. Though there are a few gesture options missing, which should be coming up as an upgrade through OTA. Talking about the internal storage, the device comes in 2 different variants. That's 64GB, which is the device which we have, and out of which 10GB would be used by the operating system, which again we feel that it's pretty heavy considering that there is no bloatware on this device. Moreover, the device supports the OTG functionality, which can be enabled from the storage options from the settings app. Though as far as my personal choices go, the 54GB is good enough for storing any of your content. The performance of this new flagship from OnePlus has stepped up its game a lot with Snapdragon 810 chipset. The previous OnePlus users would love the performance of its offering. To be honest, we did face some heating issues to the extent that it went till 47 degrees while shooting a 4K video. But considering how bad the 810 chips heat up on other devices, the OnePlus 2 heats less, and we really hope there would be a fix for whatever heat we had seen while the video recording. To add to the hefty hardware on the OnePlus 2, there is a 4GB LPDDR4 RAM and Adreno 430 GPU combination to give you a swift animation over the user interface on the device. The hefty RAM comes in handy when you're switching between big applications and heavy graphical applications. This is where the combination of the CPU, GPU and RAM comes into play on the OnePlus 2. The browsing on the device is quite smooth, as pinch to zoom on works pretty good and you don't see any issues. Talking about the benchmark scores, the device scored a whopping 54,000 score on Antutu and 4,000 plus on Velamo. These numbers put OnePlus 2 ahead on most of the other high-end range devices. The OnePlus 2 houses a 13 megapixel rear camera with a laser autofocus, which helps in faster focusing on an object. As promised by the company, we had a great experience with the OnePlus 2, and as far as we recall, the new camera is quite better than what we saw in the previous iteration. The aperture has been remained the same at f2.2, but the camera module has been replaced all along with the OmniVision 13860 over the Sony's Exmor IMX240. 14 sensor present in the first flagship. The interesting thing present in this new camera is that it has the large 1.3 micrometer pixels that would be collecting light, and it certainly allows more details on the captures from this camera. The new camera enabled the device to play around the focus, and thus it resulted in some of the amazing microshots that you would be seeing in the camera review which we had posted earlier. Though in terms of aperture there is no competition with the LG G4 or the Samsung Galaxy S6, which packed with f1.8 and f1.9 enabled cameras. But in the final, it all depends on whether you are able to take photos that are stunning or not, and then the answer is possibly yes. On the video part, it records 4K videos which have a maximum limit of 10 minutes, and mostly during 4K it tends to heat up a lot. The OIS is present as the company claims, but can be felt on the photo captures while during shooting the videos, especially in 4K. We felt it's not up to the mark, and according to the brand, there would be a OT update soon for the same. We like the night captures on the device as well, but when compared with the G4 or the S6, the captures were not that best. You find more games on the OnePlus 2 camera over the other two devices from the LG and Samsung, but overall the images are copied pretty well, which make it enough to appear natural. The front-facing camera is on par with other flagship devices, and it's pretty good for taking large wide-angle selfies. The battery on the OnePlus 2 is stepped up from the Oppo, and in terms of the capacity, it has an 3300 mAh battery over the 3100 mAh. We like that what we experienced on the OnePlus 1, as the battery on the device was quite good compared to the other flagship devices launched last year. On paper, the OnePlus 2 should give you better performance than the predecessor, but that was not entirely true when it comes to real life usage. The main issues that we faced on the device were that as during idle state in the night, which was around 7 to 8 hours, the battery went down to around 8%. It shows that the battery management is poor. When talking about the battery usage during the camera application, it drained around 10% within a span of 15 minutes. And do note that we were not recording 4K videos. And of course, there is an issue with no quick charging feature available on this device, even though Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 is integrated with the support of Quick Charge 2.0. The importance of quick charging comes to sight when you realize that normal charging takes around 150 minutes to go from 10% to a full charge. Talking about the screen on time, it's fairly average around 4 hours on a full charge. If the device like Samsung Galaxy S6 with 2550 mAh can give you around 4 to 4.5 or even 5 hours screen on time once in a while, then why should a device with 3300 mAh shouldn't offer you more, considering that it doesn't even offer you with a 2K display and is limited to 1080p display. We really hope that OnePlus would offer an OT update to fix all of these things. Moreover, it's an headache to carry out the charger everywhere you travel, because you can easily anticipate that if you use the camera function a lot or either play games on the device, then you get to learn that you will have to say bye-bye to the battery life pretty soon. And for your information, you have to carry the proprietary charger and the cable because of that USB Type-C functionality.
Now let's talk about the verdict. First thing is that the OnePlus 2 is a smartphone which is an upgrade which was pretty decent enough from the brand, but it's not something which is worth to the users. Considering that we were expecting something really great and a phone with a 2K display, we are kind of disappointed in that scenario. But overall, if from the brand, it's a decent upgrade. Overall, the brand has actually missed a few things, especially the fact that it has missed the quick charging. Again, that would cost a separate licensing fees, but a $5 licensing fees which I had read about is not a huge price hike, and something which the company should have actually opted onto this device. And there were many users who were complaining about the NFC missing feature, which is something many users would generally look into, and that is also missing on this device. Overall, if you are planning to switch to this smartphone from a budget-centric device, then you can blindly go for this. And if you are switching from a very flagship device, or if you are planning to buy a Samsung Galaxy S6 or the LG G4, then you may consider this phone, but you need to wait for the final build to be out, because OnePlus has actually promised that there is a new OTA update coming soon, which would actually emphasize more on the battery, which is currently a decent issue, wherein a few of the reviewers have also reported that they have got around 3.5 to 4 hours of SOT, while we had initially got 5 hours, but it's again limited to 4 hours. And if this is going around 5 hours, then this is something which is recommended. Or else a device offering you 1080p display with 4GB of RAM and the Snapdragon 810 processor with around 3.5 to 4 hours battery, it's not that recommended. So it's up to you. You need to wait for the final builds to be out and then decide if this should be your next smartphone or not. This was the detailed review of the OnePlus 2 smartphone on PhoneRadar. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and stay subscribed to PhoneRadar for more. We are doing some other reviews which would be coming out in the next week, so stay tuned and stay subscribed. This is Amit signing off, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thank you.